welcome to Fire Emblem Potluck, and we're heading into chapter 9, which is going to be quite an important chapter for this run for our random rules. So to give a quick recap, we have a randomly chosen squad, and in this month we're going to be locking down the squad and also choosing our dancer.
Part 1. White Clouds. Ethereal Moon. The Cause of Sorrow. Though most stars will still glimmer in the crisp winter air, the blue sea star has gone back into hiding. Legend states that the goddess prays for peace from her home in the heavens. In the town of Garreg-Mach, the anniversary of the monastery's completion nears, and the people's prayers intensify ahead of the Millennium Festival, still 5 years hence.
So I'm going to do this tea thing again, which I need to look up. Main reason that I'm really wanting to get the tea correct is to increase the charm stat, which means that I've got a better chance of the battalions that are equipped hitting and also of dodging gambits from enemy units. And in this Maddening run, I kind of need all the help I can get. So first I'm wanting to check and see what his favourite teas are, which are Crescent Moon tea and honeyed fruit blend. One of them I actually have,
here, Professor.
which will make the rest of it easier.
That Sorry to trouble you. Tasty. Huh?
Okay, so not sure at all. Okay, our first meeting is random.
Huh?
Flame, maybe. I think he's got good. Nope. I'm counting on you sounds good. He's always kind of wanting to.
Yeah.
Plans for the future. Oh, man. The view from the bridge. Okay.
Whoa. You don't look much like Captain Gerald, but you remind me of him.
Okay, so apparently nod, commend, and disagree are the answers for this.
Definitely. Thanks for the...
So we've got our charm. Actually got a very super last minute addition. Whoa. I actually had in the rules that the recruits had stopped at the end of last month, but I hadn't really considered the possibility of someone joining before we actually joined the dancers, so I guess we'll I'm kind of curious to see what the result is before I actually go ahead with this. I don't think I like the result, but maybe it's fine. Dorothea's D, so we've got this magic number 21, which we calculated in the very first video, and then I have to add that to the 4, so it gives 25, which is already less than 26, so we can just try to find the character whose name is closest to that. So 25 is Y. So that's 2 away from Annette. And more away from S. So it's, yeah. So it's nearer to Annette than Sylvain, which means that Dorothea is replacing Annette. Okay. Unexpected drama. So I'm going to update the list now, and then see if we can make it through to the end of the week without any more surprises. Okay. Sorry. Dorothea. Okay, so now Annette has been replaced with Dorothea, and I guess we continue.
Hey there, Professor. I was thinking it might be nice to join your class. I'm not unhappy where I am, but I was just thinking that maybe if I was with you, well, I might learn even more. You're the kind of gal a girl could pay attention to, you know? Oh, yeah?
Okay, so I have to say yes. This is
Great.
according to the rules. But after the dancers lockdown, then we don't accept
More
anyone
time with you,
else.
Professor.
Dorothea's just made it in at like absolutely the last minute. Okay.
We are planning a grand ball for this month. I'm sure the students will be most pleased.
Yes, certainly. However, we must not devote all of our time to frivolity. We have a new mission for you. We have found evidence of someone sneaking into an unused chapel.
It is a building that was once a temporary sanctuary, at a time when the monastery was under renovation.
This month, your class is tasked with guarding the chapel and investigating these intruders. With the recent state of affairs surrounding the Holy Church, we cannot afford to overlook any abnormality, no matter how seemingly trivial.
I am ordering a seasoned knight to assist you to ensure the safety of the students. In times like these, I am afraid we must always expect the worst.
Reporting for duty, Lady Rhea.
I thought you two could use the time to bond. And to speak of important matters.
Appreciate the thought.
Bear in mind that Gerald has a separate mission of his own. He will join you once he has finished it.
It's true. I'll be away from the monastery for a while. But when I return, I'll come and watch you work. I'll be looking forward to it.
This is like mental. So now, oh no, so now I need to also add. Oh, I'm getting like so many of my team were changing, and I just realised I didn't do the rule properly. Because okay, so actually, like I've got like this top, the top of the list is just like a few characters. But we have this much longer list, and I think the last time we came across this, decided that we had to do the whole list. Oh my goodness. I don't know if I came across this before. Because I wonder if like an Ash or a Net would have been closer. Okay, no, I think we keep it for these ones. We keep them going into the squad because otherwise I'm not even sure what I did in the past because I think I was only ever looking at the top 12, so let's just stick with that. But okay, I need to do more maths. So Caspar is 3, so he's plus 21 is 24, which is X, which is 4 away from Bernadetta. But then if I go backwards, 5 away from Sylvain. Okay, so is there anyone else who's in? Okay, yeah, so nearest is Bernadetta. No, wait. Yeah, okay. Nearest is Bernadetta. So Bernadetta's getting replaced with Caspar. Okay.
You know, Professor, I keep hearing good things about you.
So I mean, I was wanting
curious.
Caspar to
Wanna
join
let me into
because he
your
can
class?
do like this paralogue with one of the characters in the Blue Line House, so that's kind of cool. But at the same time, it's like, yeah, very unexpected that I'm getting so many characters, like in the last week. I mean, I guess they can join at any time,
Alright,
but
that was easy enough.
I thought I was like
Come
done
on,
with
we're
having to
gonna
like
run
replace
this
students. Okay. Okay, now we're safe. So I mentioned before that we have this chance to choose the dancer. This is like something I think you can see in one of the quests. Or have I made this up? Where's this? Where is the event? Okay, yeah, so we have this White Heron Cup. We have to choose a dancer before a certain day. I don't remember what date it is, but we're just going to do it in the first week. And then do some paralogues, I guess. Or, like, yeah, I'll probably do like one seminar thing and then 1 week of paralogues. But yeah, let's go into this week and then see what we're going to do with our dancer and stuff. So the rules for this I kind of already decided upon at the start of okay, I'm not going to do certifications just now. So I already decided on the rules for how the dancer would be chosen at the start of the run. And it's basically based on this magic number that we got at the start as well. So this is something that we calculated like a long time ago. So it's 21, and then to get like this down to 1-digit number, we're like adding the 2 together to get 3. So we're basically looking for characters whose charm in this week is beginning with 3, or ending with 3, sorry, I mean. And then if we've got like different kind of numbers, like if we have like 23 and 13, then we would go for 23 because it's the highest. So for once I decided to give myself like the nicer option. So if someone's like got a lot of charm, they can become the dancer. Actually, I was already looking these up before. I also noticed like a couple of months ago, like or before the last battle, that one of my characters that I lost and was really sad about has 13. So I've been kind of like, oh, maybe this can be a chance to get Felix back. So Felix is the first one that we've come to who's got a 3 in the last letter of the charm. I mean the last digit of the charm, so he's like the first one in our list. Okay, my font size has just changed for this overlay, which is fun. Okay, Ash, Sylvain, Mercedes. Okay, Bernadetta. Petra. Okay, and that's it. The other fun thing is that like I'd originally thought that I would just do this in the order of the squad priority, and then for 2 different reasons I sort of decided that I wanted to do it a bit differently. Well, no, for 3 reasons. So the first reason was I wanted Felix to have a chance, and he wasn't in the squad priority at all. So the squad priority was previously, as you saw at the start of this chapter, Bernadetta, and then Petra, and then Felix, because Felix was not at all in the squad. So I was like, oh, maybe it'd be cool if I have like some other aspect for choosing it, like some way of deciding between these characters if I have multiple characters. And then oh, I forgot what I was saying. So that I can possibly get somebody else back. The second reason was I really didn't want Bernadetta to be a dancer. She has like no skill with swords, and she has no skill with magic. Where's Bernadetta? She's hiding because she knows I'm going to mock her. Okay. So yeah, so she's got like this big red down arrow next to her sword. So she's going to learn swords really slowly, and she also has got like no advantage for a reason. She has like really poor magic growth. You can see her magic at the moment is 10. It's like really rubbish. The other thing that is a big disadvantage in my playthrough in particular is that because I'm not choosing instruct and everything is auto-instruct, I never get the budding talents of any characters, so Bernadetta is never going to learn pass in my playthrough. So of my 3 characters that had the 13, she was like definitely not seeming like a good dancer to me. But she was at the top of the list. She no longer is actually, but let's continue with this anyway. And then, yeah, so the third reason was that maybe it'd be a bit more interesting to have another aspect of chance for choosing the dancer. So rather than just going with what the squad order was, like maybe it'd be like a bit more dramatic to get someone who was kicked out of the squad before coming back in. So of course we've already had quite a lot of drama because we had 2 characters joining at the last moment. We've also no longer got the problem with Bernadetta being a dancer, because actually now the top of the priority list with 13 is Petra, who actually I would really be quite happy with having as a dancer. She would get like her plus 20 sword avoid and be even more ridiculous at dodging things than she already is. And then of course there's like still the thing of I might be able to get Felix back, but now I'm like, the risk of this, if I do my chance thing, is that I'm going to get Bernadetta back as my dancer instead. But I guess I have to go with it anyway. So I had this whole sort of like reasoning for how it would be good to have something other than just going by the squad order for deciding this. And now I'm thinking this was a terrible mistake. But anyway, so the extra rule that I came up with for making this more exciting for me and giving me a chance to get Felix back and giving me a chance to not have Bernadetta as a dancer was that in addition to this having the 13, I need to do a dice roll with 3 dices, and whoever gets the dice roll that is closest to 13 is the dancer. So I'm going to do this now. I guess I'll go by the current squad priority. For the dices, I'll go by the current squad priority for these characters, which is currently Petra, who's still in the squad, Felix, who was kicked out ages ago, so is like near the top of the rejects, and Bernadetta, who's at the very bottom of the rejects because she only just got kicked out. So for Petra, I'm using like this random dice kind of website, so I just got 414, which is 9, so just add this for Petra. This is added, okay. My next one is Felix. And I got 255, which is 12, which is really, really close to 13. Uh, 552, yeah, 12. Okay, so then the last one, if Bernadetta gets 13, I'm actually going to cry. Please don't get 13. Okay, 4419. Phew! Okay, cool. So, wait, what was that? 9? Was it 441? Okay, 9. Ah, okay, they're the same. Petra and Bernadetta got the same route. Okay, so this means that I'm going to add Felix back into my party. He's going to become the dancer. I'm now going to have like a really physical unit, sort of heavy team, since I've also had Caspar joining. And I guess, so now I need to work out who Felix replaces. So Felix is 6, plus 21 is 27, and then because it's gone over I need to take away the 26, so that takes me to 8. So I actually calculated this before and I was like, oh, do I really want to replace Annette since she's my rally bot? And I was like, oh, I'm just going to go with this. It's like, you know, I have these 3 reasons for why I want to do this like stupid extra drill for like the dancer and not just stick with having Bernadetta there. As it is, Annette has already been kicked out, so I need to find someone else. So go back to my list of characters. I feel like this is all very confusing. I didn't expect to have to do so much calculation and talking right now. Okay, so my list isn't even up to date. It's terrible. Too much. Okay, where's my priority? Okay, so I've got my up-to-date priority with Caspar in the list and Dorothea. So Caspar is the nearest to A. So Caspar is immediately getting kicked out before he does anything with Felix. I am going to make him an adjutant though, because I need him to not be rubbish by the time I do this paralogue with him, because he's going to be, it's going to involve him and one other character at the end of the map getting bombarded with things, so it would be good if he's not like very, very squishy. Okay, so I think... Whoa, so we've just had quite a lot of changes in the very last minute. I now have, for my final team, Dimitri, who cannot be kicked out, Felix, who will be a dancer, not like all the time, but at least enough to master the class, and I think to be fair to the fact that I'm basically getting him back in just so that he can be a dancer, he's going to be a dancer for the final battle, even if it's bad. I won't keep him as a dancer though, because the growths for dancers are absolutely horrible. They take away growth, they make your growth worse. Then we have Ferdinand, Dorothea, Petra, Leonie, Lorenz, Marianne, Mercedes. They're in the top 10, and then we also have 2 other characters that are also in the top 12. They'll be in the battles that have got more characters, so that's Lysithea and Sylvain. So far, Lysithea I've not used in any battles at all, she's only just joined. So from now on, the squad isn't going to change at all, so actually the random part of choosing the squad is all over. Like now it's just a case of they basically are just going to choose what they're doing, and then all of our problems are all just going to come from them making terrible, terrible choices. Hopefully they won't all make as bad choices as Lorenz, who makes the worst choices, and I really wish that some of my substitutions just there had kicked out Lorenz instead of some of the characters that I actually like a bit more. Anyway, I think that's enough of me talking for a while. I'm gonna put the supports on and just try to calm down from all of this excitement and having to talk too much. Anyway, that's all. Here's some supports.
Mercedes, I'm sorry to ask this of you, but will you lend me a hand?
What can I do for you? Oh, is the cuff of your overcoat still torn? Mending that shouldn't be a problem at all.
It's pathetic, I know, but I fear my sewing skills are... well, as you can see, they're just about non-existent.
Goodness, you must have been concerned when I tore your cuff.
Ah, well... that is to say... would you please teach me to sew? I hear you're rather amazing at it.
Of course I'll teach you. Don't look so heartbroken.
You will? Thank you. Oh, I owe you for this.
I'll go get my sewing kit. You wait here. I'm so sorry, Dimitri. I've never seen, well, it's just a bit...
No need to dance around the issue. You're fed up with my clumsy efforts, aren't you?
I thought you might end up bending some needles if you tried mending this on your own, but... how did you manage to break a pair of scissors?
I'm so sorry, really. I try to be careful, but with delicate work like this, I just can't seem to manage.
There's no need to apologize, but you must have been uncomfortable making your way here with this tear.
My inability to control my own strength is humiliating. Of course I'm useless at needlework.
No giving up on yourself. You just have to practice, that's all. No matter how difficult something is, if you keep at it and don't give up, then you're sure to improve. Isn't that what you told me?
Right you are. To give in to despair isn't like me. Thank you for the reminder. Okay, I'm ready to give it another go.
Great! I'm glad to hear it. First things first, let's make sure the needle is actually threaded this time.
No! I bent another one.
Mercedes, I have to insist that you take up a position behind me on the battlefield. I must protect the common folk, and you have been in danger rather frequently of late.
I appreciate your concern, but I can take care of myself. Everything is about nobility and common folk with you, Lawrence. It's tiresome.
Tiresome? I am only fulfilling my duty.
Is that to say you would have left me lying on the floor in pain, had it not been your duty to assist?
You mean when you were hurt on my account? I still would have assisted you, as any commoner would have. It is simply a matter of perspective. And if I were common-born, I would not have simply let you leave without... Never mind. Forgive me.
Excuse me? Are you implying that you would have taken advantage of me if you were lowborn?
What? No! And I am no longer interested in the hypothetical nature of this conversation.
Oh, Lawrence, you'll never change.
What do you mean?
I find myself growing irritated just looking at you.
Is that so? I fail to see exactly how I am so irritating.
You claim that you don't want to be involved with common women, don't you? But I know deep in your heart you love being around us. You're willfully ignorant to that. I hope you know what you're depriving yourself of.
I am certain I've told you before that my marriage must be beneficial to House Gloucester. I've not the time for fruitless courtship.
Fruitless? How can you say such things? What would happen if you fell in love with a commoner?
Nothing at all. I accept the role that I must play, and any sacrifice that must accompany it.
So, your duty as a noble is more important than your own feelings?
Naturally.
If that's true, then your whole existence is rather sad.
I am afraid you misunderstand. This is my choice. There is no cause for pity.
I think I've heard enough. I have to go.
Tell me, Marianne, do you have a love of flowers?
Well, I don't dislike them.
I've happened upon a spot that's just teeming with splendid blossoms. Would you like me to show you?
I think I would rather stay. It would be for the best if you kept your distance from me.
Well, perhaps I could pick a few of the nicest and present them to you. With a beautiful bouquet in your arms, your magnificence would rival even that of the goddess.
I would never compare myself to the beauty of the goddess.
I see. Well, I don't mind. Oh, that is a lovely handkerchief you've got there. Did you know that a handkerchief reflects the sensitivity of its owner? Yours tells me you have quite a refined sensibility. If you only applied yourself a little more to the rest of your ensemble, there is no doubt in my mind.
If you admire my handkerchief so much, you may have it.
No, please, that is not what I meant.
It was a gift from my adoptive father. I didn't choose it for myself. I'm sure I don't share his refined sensibilities, though, considering how little he and I have in common. I have to go.
Such beauty. And yet, with just a little polish, she'd be a marvel. If only she'd put in some effort. I wonder. Indeed, I shall make it my mission to awaken her beauty. There is nothing that I, Lawrence Hellman Gloucester, cannot do.
Okay, so just kind of realised that I don't know if I checked Caspar's charm, and I just want to make sure that I didn't actually completely miss him out. Not really gesture. So I'm just going to double check that I didn't do anything terrible and just make up, miss someone out from these things. Okay. I didn't actually notice where Caspar was, but I didn't see any other threes, so I think we're fine. So I think I'm quite happy with my party in the end. Like I have like quite a sort of a mixed bunch. We still have a couple of the blue lions left. We have like quite a few black eagles. We also have a couple from the golden deer. One of which is Lorenz, who is my most hated unit because so far he's been rubbish. Even though in all my other preview playthroughs, oh my god. Even though in my other playthroughs he's been really good. He was a mage, he had some ridiculous lance, he shot things 5 squares away. It was brilliant. So far he wants to be a cavalier and he's just been not doing anything very helpful, but maybe he'll get better. I hope he gets better.
Was it not? And the Flame Emperor. It is most clear that something has transpired, and it relates to you somehow. Or is the fault my own, and you're just caught inside the wave? Sothis, the goddess of this world. I bear her name. How confusing. I feel as though my head has turned to mush.
So we actually need to do this quest to actually choose the dancer. I guess I might go around and talk to the students. They all have like different reasons why they want to be the dancer, so sometimes, you know, if you're doing like a normal playthrough, you might be like going like, oh, this person really wants to be the dancer, or this person really doesn't want to be the dancer, and it'll be funny to make them it, rather than having crazy rules with lots of numbers. I also have this like other little mission which I'm going to do first, No, I'll do this one first because we can then get some information off of everyone when we're going around and talking to them.
Before the ball, it is customary that we host a competition of dance known as the White Heron Cup. The students are quite fond of this tradition. Each house must select a representative to compete. Their dance shall be judged by its beauty, grace, and technique. The student who is deemed the winner will be given the opportunity to train as a dancer, should they so please. It is a very precious thing, the gift of dance. I hope that you and your students will choose to participate. May I ask a favor of you?
I actually just read this quest for the first time ever and noticed that it has a thing where it actually tells you the fact that you're going to get it sort of hints at the result of it. So it actually says your selected student may learn a unique way to inspire their allies in combat. So I guess if you played any previous Fire Emblem games, this will be telling you exactly what you're going to get out of it. Anyways, this is like why it's good to, I guess, read quests instead of just accepting them blindly, which is what I always do.
I have looked into Tomat. From his behavior up until now, I never would have suspected that a man like him could turn on us. I have also discovered that his appearance has changed. It is almost as if he is not even human. What in the world is going on?
Garrig Mach Monastery is said to have been completed during the Ethereal moon. Why, 995 years ago, as a matter of fact. That's rather a long time ago, don't you think? Every year, a ball is held to celebrate the founding, and every 100 years, a very special celebration takes place. It's a grand festival involving all of Garrig Mach. It is thrilling to read of past festivals, and I'm rather excited to experience one for myself. Once in a lifetime, eh? The next one in 5 years will mark a millennium. Should be quite an event. Do you imagine you'll still be here teaching then?
So in case you don't know the gist of how this whole thing was working with the different, how the students were joining and stuff, one of the rules is that I can't choose the recruit option. And instead what I did was to buy all of the student supports to be. In fact, in the end I bought all of the faculty supports as well to be. And this is what gives you like a chance for them to randomly ask to join you during the week. So the faculty I sort of didn't do at the start because I didn't think it was possible for them to join. And then I read a thing saying that maybe it was possible, but so far none of them did. I don't know if that's because it's not possible or
Tomas
just because
wouldn't betray the church.
I
don't believe it. I won't believe it. There's some people in the church who hate people like me who are from Elmira, but Tomas was always real kind. But if he really was Lady Rhea's enemy, well, I'd defend her against anybody, no matter how kind they'd been in the past.
Okay, so yeah, I still can't choose recruit. And I think although I'm not going to change the squad anymore and I'm not going to accept any more requests for recruitment, I think I'll also keep the no active recruitment rule in place, so I'm not going to even add people into the bottom of my squad, I'm just going to leave them out of my team, so maybe I'll get some interesting things happening later on, like coming across them in different contexts, because normally I just kind of try to recruit like everyone that I can recruit. So I've never really deliberately not recruited people.
A ball? I don't think I'll partake. There's a dance contest as well? I see. I'll cheer for our class, of course. So, who will represent our house in the contest? I'm sure whoever represents our class will do a fine job. Much better than I could do.
So actually I have made Marianne a dancer before and I thought she was really good as a dancer actually.
Right.
I liked it a lot, like
Hello,
she was basically
The
dodging
balls will
everything
soon
and
be
doing
upon
lots of
us.
damage with her
I
soul
can
blade
feel my
skill
heart
and a really
fluttering
rubbishy
already.
sword.
I have never danced in front of people before. Not even once in all my life. I am very much looking forward to it. Have you heard yet about the White Heron Cup? If you have yet to choose a representative, do you mind terribly if I volunteer?
So Flame really wants it, but she's not
Understood.
getting it either. Flame's not even in our squads. Yeah, like so I sort of decided that all of the characters who will join at some point in the story will not be in the squad either, so there's not really like a chance element to that.
Last month was, well, you know even better than I do. I hope this one will be more cheerful. This ball, though, I don't know. It's all new to me. But speaking of the ball, isn't there something happening just before it? The White Heron something? It sounds like every class needs a representative. Have you picked ours yet? Whew.
Oh no, what happened in Remire was indescribable. The whole village burned to the ground. So many were left without even a home to return to. Thankfully, Her Grace the Archbishop has invited those who lost everything to stay at Garreg Mach. I pray that they will be able to return to their once peaceful lives as soon as possible. Until that day, we of the Church must join together and do all that we can to help them rebuild.
Oh yeah, we have this other quest to do as well.
It cannot be true that our siblings in arms could turn against us so. However, I will continue investigating members of the church. To think that even someone as senior as Tomas would fall under suspicion. I know not how far to take my search. Yes, a great many strange and terrible things have come to pass this year. I must not dismiss the possibility that someone among the students is behind it all. I have a request.
This is another one where, yeah, like it definitely helps to actually read the quest. I mean, there's like a little icon. I can see my glowing yellow icon on the left-hand side. And then I'm wanting to go to Felix last because he's going to be the one that we make the dancer. Okay, so he's up there. So I'll just avoid that room for the moment. Just so we can get to see everyone, you know, wanting to be a dancer and getting out of it, and or being denied and not wanting to be a dancer and being relieved.
So angry right now. First it's the Death Knight, and now Tomas, but neither of them are in custody. I can't stand the thought of such evil lurking in the world. We have to do something about this. I have to do something about this. Sorry about that, Professor. I'm just so frustrated right now. I need something to take my mind off things. That reminds me, if you're looking for a volunteer, I'd be happy to represent our class in the White Heron Cup. I'm an excellent dancer. You really think you can...
Okay, so that was the weirdest request to be a dancer that I've actually seen from any of the students so
Mercedes
far.
locked me in her room for hours earlier. She was slathering pounds of makeup onto my face, saying something or other about the ball. It really wore me out. Speaking of, I heard that there's going to be a dance competition. Have you sorted out who will represent our class, Professor? It's not me, is it? Please don't say it's me. Whew, thank goodness. I don't know the first thing about dancing.
Hey! Great work in Remire Village, Professor. Who would have ever guessed it was Tomas? But no. Now isn't the time to get lost in gloomy thoughts. The ball is almost here, and the White Heron Cup dance contest. So, Professor, who will be representing our class? I get it, no worries.
I've been thinking of inviting a girl from a different house to the Goddess Tower on the night of the ball. But here's the twist. She's from a family with a much more significant and storied past than mine. I wonder if she'd ever stoop to going out with the humble son of a knight.
Yeah, so this is like one of the other things we have to do this month. I mean, this month is actually completely packed because I've just been talking about dancers and there's like a ball after the dance, but like there's also like a mission, there's a chapter mission, there's like some story stuff, as well as like all of the drama, like the dancer and the Goddess Tower drama, which is what we're going to do now, but I'm wanting to save first. So basically when you're talking to the gatekeeper, you can choose a student that you're wanting to have some rendezvous with in the tower. It's like all very inappropriate and dodgy, but I'm wanting to basically make a backup save file just now because they've added this new feature where you can get like all of your Goddess Towers added as events to the extras section, and if you have completionist tendencies then it's the sort of a thing that you can do. So I don't know if I will actually bother trying to get all of the Goddess Tower things, but at least I have the save file so I can go back to it if I want to. Anyway, so I'm going to do this.
Professor.
I'm going to make my
Nothing
choice.
to report. Other than the legend of the Goddess Tower, of course. Have you heard the students talking about it? On the last night of the Ethereal Moon, on the same night as the ball, if a man and a woman go to the Goddess Tower and make a wish, it's sure to come true. I have a wish, but I can't find anybody to make it with me.
So like the choice, like, so this is just like a choice for a scene. It's not really, it's not like you're making this final choice for the whole of the game, but it's that you get like a scene with your character. If you're wanting to sort of pursue like a romance with them overall, then it's like, I guess, part of that, so it can be nice. Anyway, I'd already decided at the start of this playthrough that I'm wanting to choose to do. So I'll get a scene with him, and I think this should be nice. It's like, it'll be nice to see him smile a wee bit more and stuff. He's always so serious, and I just hope he doesn't talk about cooking, because half of his supporters are just about him being good at cooking and everyone else actually being rubbish and setting fire to things.
Hey, welcome.
Don't need to buy anything. I think I want to buy some... I'll buy some meat. Talking of cooking, I will buy some food.
You have a good eye. You have a good eye. A pleasure doing... Come again.
Hello there.
And I'm also wanting some smithing stones, like, because I've been going through them really fast. Partly because I am using up weapons really fast, because I'm using a lot of combat arts just to get a bit more accuracy for my attacks, because Mithing is death in Maddening mode. Yeah, and also I'm just kind of going a bit crazy with the forged weapons. Not like good ones, just like training ones and iron ones. They're like make a lot of difference. Like training weapons are kind of handy because everyone has really poor attack speeds compared to the enemies. They're all kind of super buffed and it's very unfair. So I'm just going to double check if anything's about to break just now.
Is this it? There you go.
And like the forging is like quite, it's not so expensive. Like for these kind of iron and training weapons, it's pretty cheap. Like even if you're buying the materials yourselves, rather than like farming them in like battles or whatever. Okay, I think I want to also repair a few things. Some of my weapons were looking a bit run down.
There you go.
I'm going to need to do a lot of respecking, so I've got like a lot of characters who are no longer in my party. They've just got kicked out in like a lot of dramatic events. So I'm going to need to like respec everything when I get to battles. Get some new classes. Maybe some of my new students will choose what they want to study by that point.
Is this it? There you go. Is this it? There you go. Is this it? There you go.
Okay.
Come back anytime.
Okay, let's go tell more students they're not getting to dance.
The area with the old chapel was supposed to be off limits. It was at risk of collapse, so they didn't even post guards. It's not too strange. Does that surprise you? Meh. Garreg Mach has lots of places that are blocked off for one reason or another. That's true of the underground Holy Mausoleum as well as the Northern Woods. People call it the Sealed Forest, but as far as I can tell, it's nothing special. Just a forest.
What?
The ball is coming up soon. I am so excited. I can't wait to fill up on food while everyone's dancing. I even heard there'll be some prime cuts of meat.
Even though there is to be a ball, we still have a mission. It would be nice if this month passed by in peace. Incidentally, I have heard there will be a dance competition prior to the ball. Have you chosen a representative yet? Someone must want to participate. You would do well to find that person.
It seems the dastards who set Remire village aflame have yet to be apprehended. Monsters. Trampling mercilessly over innocent lives. They deserve a gruesome end. I'm sorry. Please, ignore my troubled ramblings. Was something the matter? Something to do with the White Heron Cup? Professor, I beg of you, please do not choose me as our house representative. I am utterly serious.
I don't know if you noticed when I was going through the characters.
Please be sure to select someone with the confidence to win.
Charm stats, but Dimitri was actually like 1 point away from being the definite dancer. He had 20 for charm, so he just leveled up his charm. So if any of the if there was no characters with 13 or anything ending in 3, it could very well have been him. And also, if he hadn't leveled up charm, he would have had 23, which would have also made him the winner. And I guess like so one of the skills you get as a dancer is like an attack that does damage based on your charm, and I guess this for Dimitri could have been pretty cool.
Dancing of Fodlan is not the same as dancing from Brigid. The reason is maybe that the music has many differences. In Brigid, dancing is different for each person. Our dancing has vigor and ferocity. There is no speech of technique for our dancing. However, I harbor much interest in the dancing of Fodlan. Very much. Are you choosing me to represent at the White Heron Cup? Or are you not? I have understanding. You believe that I cannot grab the victory, I am guessing?
Ah, the ball. It reminds me of my first such event, back in the Imperial capital. It was held by my father, the Prime Minister. I really showed off my dancing skills. Everyone was quite impressed with me. Do you see what I am trying to say here? Do not make me beg you. Please choose me as our representative for the White Heron Cup.
I almost feel bad, but no.
You know, Professor, I used to think I would be comfortable with all manner of experiments, so long as they provided usable results. But when I heard of Solon's work, well, I realized I'd not considered the moral and philosophical limits of what all manner of experiments might mean. Sorry, I'm not great with blood. Even when I'm just thinking about it, I feel a bit ill now.
I just saw a shiny blue thing over here. Somewhere? Where is it? Okay, I'm gonna get Alois to give me a wee bit of heavy armor training.
I was at... She appeared out of nowhere, dancing gracefully in the moon. We soon fell in love and tied the knot. Now we have a daughter who's as bright and beautiful as a sunny morning. So, whenever I see people dancing, I think of my wife. And my heart does a little waltz.
I don't know if that was a pun or like actually serious. Well, I guess both, but oh dear, Alois. Okay, we're still a long way off for the A+ we're aiming for. So at A+ in heavy armor, you get a weight -5 skill, which is very nice for when you're trying to have heavier weapons that don't make your attack speed like anything.
Oh.
Okay, I think I don't really want to talk to.
Great. Just great. It's that time when all the students get all lovey-dovey. You're new, but you know about the ball, yeah? I can't bear it. Young love is wasted on the young. They can't appreciate it to its fullest. Ugh. I wish I could fall in love too. Oh, speaking of the ball, Professor, have you selected your representative for the dance contest yet? If you don't, the contest will go on without your house, and that would be embarrassing.
Okay, so at some point she'll actually tell you how much you need as charming for this, so I'll wait until she says it. And just come back later. Yeah, okay. Let's plant some stuff.
Run off to. The ball is soon, and she hadn't even put on any makeup. I was trying to help her out. While we're on the subject of the ball, what's this I hear about a dance competition? Physical activity isn't my forte, but dancing can be fun. If there's no one else you'd rather select, I'm happy to represent our class. Are you sure?
Of my sad reality. The other nobles will be fine, I'm sure. They've all been to events like this before. But me? I'm noble and I've never even been close to one of these things. What is a White Heron Cup anyway? What? A dance competition? That's terrifying! We need a representative for our class? Please, anyone but Bernie!
I mean, yeah. This would be like have been the one reason why I would have quite liked saying yes at this point, but I'm happy with getting out of it.
Thank you so much, Professor.
Nope. So actually, Bernadetta's just left my team, and she was doing pretty decently though, actually. Like, I think she's meant to be one of the weaker units, but she was definitely more reliable than the rest.
Hey there.
Right. I wonder if Remire Village will ever be the same again. How do you recover from such a terrible event? So many dead. So much destroyed. I can't see how the whole village doesn't just end up abandoned. I'm sorry, Professor. I'm talking about such grim and terrible things when we could be talking about the White Heron Cup. It's a big dance contest between the classes, and I simply adore dancing. I'm quite good at it, since I was a diva in an opera company, you know. What? Why not me? Oh, whatever. So long as you remember to choose someone,
What the?
Our life in Remire Village is gone. Father and Mother, gone. Why couldn't you have arrived just a little sooner?
Hey. This is a rare opportunity to enjoy yourself. Please, leave everything else to us. The Remire Village incident, the search for Tomas, we have it handled. You just focus on enjoying the ball with your students. It's for the good of everyone, don't you think? If the professors walk around in a state of distress, the students will be uneasy too.
Hello there.
I'm glad the Remire Village situation got sorted out. But it's not over yet, is it? And I can't believe old Tomas turned out to be an enemy. Who can you trust anymore? The ball? Doesn't matter. I don't dance. I might show up for the food, though. Not that it's got anything to do with me, but have you picked someone to represent us for the White Heron Cup yet? Well, Professor.
Thank you very much. It cannot be...
There's a certain gentleman I'd like to invite to a rendezvous at the Goddess Tower. However, I can't imagine he'd be interested in a sheltered ingenue like myself. It's hard to pluck up the courage when that's where my thoughts always take me.
Another month full of chaos. I barely had time to catch my breath. What is the objective of Tomas and his ilk? And what makes flames so special? Does that not bother you?
So, Tomas the librarian was a bad guy? But he always seemed so nice. Oh, come on, Self, you're better than this. You promised you'd be on top of things this month. After all, we have the ball to look forward to, and the White Heron Cup before that. Oh, speaking of, have you chosen our house representative yet? If not, I'd like to volunteer.
Someone entered the old chapel. I think the townsfolk used it for feasts and such in the past. With that whole Tomas business, you can't blame the church for being on edge.
Hello. Hello.
Ah, the long-awaited ball. Finally an opportunity to showcase my exquisite skills on the dance floor. These skills were ingrained in me when I was a boy. My hands and feet move on pure instinct. From what I hear, the White Heron Cup will be held just prior to the ball. Say no more, Professor. I would consider it an honor to represent our class. By all means.
All right. Some scary things have been happening lately. I hope that this month, of all months, is peaceful. The ball is coming up and everything. Although I'm not much of a dancer, actually.
It's almost time for the ball. Oh my, am I excited! This being a school, we don't have many chances to get dressy. Oh, but first, the White Heron Cup. Who will appear on stage, I wonder? Aww. It's true that Tomas was employed here under the recommendation of House Ordelia, but that's all I know of the topic. I never even seen him prior to enrolling here. Even when he was supposedly in Ordelia territory, I never once saw him there. I'm still feeling bothered by all of this, but there's not much else I can say about it right now. Right. It's the dance this month, isn't it? Can't see how anyone would be much in the mood for dancing, considering. Although I suppose the White Heron Cup does sound pretty fun. It would probably be more logical to ask someone who likes dancing. Hi there! Legend has it that long ago, a female student from the academy met with a mysterious man at the Goddess Tower. They fell in love at first sight and were bound together forever after. But that's not the really interesting part. The incredible part is that the man was apparently the Adrestian Emperor himself. Oh, what I wouldn't give to fall in love at first sight with a splendid and powerful gentleman. I want my own fairy tale romance, and I want it now.
Everyone's in such a festive mood. I feel a bit out of my element here. I can't help but worry something might happen while we're all distracted. After all, our enemies are always plotting.
Still, this air of levity is much more agreeable than the grim atmosphere of late.
What's this about? The ball. It's an event for students, but it does pique the interest of some knights in particular. Alois can't dance, but I hear he likes to watch. He volunteered to judge the White Heron Cup. Not that I care.
Too much merriment. The librarian betrayed us, the Death Knight is back. Is this the time to be throwing a ball? Whatever. What's on your mind? You look like you're about to say something. Are you considering me as our representative for the White Heron Cup?
See, it's even better when he really doesn't want to do it. Yeah.
I was joking. You really couldn't find anyone else?
Okay, so we need to talk to Manuela, and also I still need to do my cooking.
Help me practice my dancing. You forced me into this.
Okay, so we get some points from this. We get some more charm. I don't think Felix has very good charm growth. It's not actually like completely atrocious, but it's pretty bad. Like I think I remember like looking these up before, and he's one of the characters that has lower charm than Hubert, and I think we all know that Hubert is not a very charming guy. But the charm is mostly important for this one particular skill you get as a dancer, but actually like the skill I'm mostly wanting for Felix is this Sword of Void plus 20. And that's not affected by charm, so it's fine. So I still have 8 points left. I'm going to try to buy up some loyalty from the students, get some supports going between them. So since I've also had like quite a few changes to my roster, I kind of need to check and see who gets supports with who. Actually, I'm going to do my cooking first before I do that. So I'm going to be up against like monster kind of units. I don't know if maybe it would be nice to have like some more damage, but I'll just go for what do I want to go for? Maybe I don't need to cook. Maybe this will be fine. I'll just go for spades. Spades is always helpful. I guess I might need to do some fishing.
I enjoy cooking. You seem to know what you are doing. Ah.
So, between the last video and this one, I was like looking up all of the supports for the characters because I sort of assumed my squad wasn't, well, I thought I knew that my squad wasn't going to change. And then it turns out that actually there's like a few of these sort of like bonusy kind of linked attack kind of pairings that I hadn't been making use of. So like the normal behaviour with the linked attacks is that you get on the attack, you get a hit and avoid bonus that's based on how many characters are involved in it and what support levels you have with them. And then with certain characters you'll also get a might boost from this. So the ones that we've kind of got are my unit and Dimitri and Dudu, so I can still have this if I have to do it as Dimitri's adjutant. I also had Annette and Mercedes and wasn't using it, and that's also gone now because Annette has been kicked out. I have Felix and Sylvain, and I have that one back, so this one was previously not there. I also have Sylvain and Ingrid, which I can do via adjutants, and Felix and Ingrid, which I can also do via adjutants. Although I probably won't, because I'm going to be needing to... So I guess I'm going to be needing to have as my adjutants Lysithea and Sylvain to keep their levels up, and then Caspar to keep his level up at least until his paralogue, and then after that I'll maybe switch to these ones that are going to give a boost to Dimitri and Felix and Sylvain. I know, well, not Sylvain because he's not going to be in the main, like in the actual battles. Apart from that, I can also get this boost from Ferdinand and Lawrence. I guess they talk about tea and then it makes them feel strong or something. And then also from Bernadetta and Marianne, which I'm also not getting anymore because Bernadetta is also gone. But yeah, there's like quite a few I can use, so I can sort of like also work on the supports for them. One of the supports I'm wanting to work on so I just got Dorothea joining. I'm wanting to work on her support with Sylvain. I've been kind of trying to set them up for like 3 games and it never happened. But maybe this will be the time. Okay, so she can get supports with Sylvain, with Felix, so I'll stick Sylvain on Dorothea as her adjutant. She can also get them with Ingrid, which I guess could be useful if I start using Ingrid as one of Felix's or Sylvain's adjutant later on. Oh, she has like quite a lot, so she has also Ferdinand. Caspar and Bernadetta aren't so important anymore because they've just left the party. Well, Caspar maybe because I'll be getting experience with him anyway. So I'll probably like give her Sylvain, give her Caspar sometimes, like when they're maxed out. Switch it around. And then Petra as well, and Lorenz. So quite a few that I actually have in my party, so that's quite nice. And then I also just got Caspar. He's already been working on supports with Petra. He can also get some with Dorothea. Ashton and Annette are out. Ferdinand, yeah, you can also with Ferdinand, and that's it. Okay. Felix as well, because he's just come back, but he's got most of the blue line ones done. Or not even, yeah, because he's been out for ages. Lorenz kicked him out. He was like one of my fast units, so I had Felix and Petra were my units that didn't get doubled by everything. And Lorenz came along and replaced Felix and was completely atrocious, and I've been bitter about it ever since. But of course now Felix is like super low level and he's probably going to be awful too, but yeah. We'll see, maybe this was like, maybe I'm going to really regret having this guy back in the team. Oh good, so he can also get supports with Lysithea, who's also one of my main units, and Leonie. So it's nice, so I've got like quite a few good supports like across like the houses as well. Dudu got kicked out before by Hilda, who then immediately got kicked out by Leonie, which I guess is like basically the best result that Hilda could have asked for. She's managed to get a playthrough where she doesn't have to do anything. Okay, so Dimitri can also get Marianne, but otherwise he's just like very blue lions. Yeah, that's the main ones. Okay. So I'll reflect this a wee bit in the cooking. Oh, everyone's super motivated already. So I'm gonna get Dorothea and Sylvain having a meal. Oh, but they don't have the boost. What's another one? I think I saw. Okay, I'll do Dimitri and Marianne for this one. Yeah, and I might actually end up spending most of my points on training instead, since everyone seems to be pretty motivated already. Okay, so I found one that's Sylvain and Dorothea. Oh, we also have Caspar. And I think I'll give him supports with Petra for now. If I can find something they both like. I think she likes meaty things and fishy things. Okay, here's one, Caspar and Petra, and I've also got quite a lot of green green, so that's nice. Before I do this, I just want to see if anyone else is needing motivation. So quite a few are actually like... That's fine. So Ash and Ingrid, I don't really care if they're like getting motivation anymore. Ferdinand, I would like to get some... And Lorenz, so I'll do one with Ferdinand and Lorenz. They can work on their getting their B supports. Or no, actually, change my mind. Who does Ferdinand get supports with? Okay, so Ferdinand can get supports with Dorothea, but Dorothea's already eaten. And also Mercedes. Okay, he can have dinner with Mercedes. Lorenz will have dinner with Leone. And they all have this almost full but not quite thing going on. I guess I will use up some of these after all. Okay.
Ah, I can eat so much of this stuff. My stomach's growling just thinking about it.
I would be liking that greatly.
Okay, so Ferdinand and Mercedes is what I'm looking for. Okay, here we go. Have I got one where I've got more of the stuff? Yes.
Delicious! After a scrumptious meal like that, I feel that I can really seize the...
This is my...
Okay, and Lawrence and Leone, I think they've got like a... Yeah, I'll do this. It's like a golden house, golden deer kind of house thing. Sophia... Lawrence doesn't like it. Because he's just being difficult. Okay, so... I'll go for Elisathe and Leone instead. And then Lorenz can...
Eating delicious food really takes my worries away.
That looks delicious. Goddess forgive.
Don't think I have any options left for Lorenz. Okay.
Is there...
Okay, so I've got one left. I'm gonna go see Geralt and get some authority. And then that's a stun with the... What's the fishing thing actually this month? Can I see the calendar now? Yes. Oh, Fistfuls of Fish! I need to fish today. This means that I can like top up all of my fish supplies without having to fish for too long. But I'm gonna go and get my authority before I forget. And then I will go and do some fishing. Oh, where is Geralt? Need to go find him. No. Oh, and I need to talk to Manuela as well. I guess Geralt's off on a mission at the moment already. It's a shame. Okay, I'll get Sothis to teach me some authority instead. I'm not letting Rhea teach me anything, because
I have looked from his
just, like,
behavior up
trying to
until
shun
now.
her a little bit.
I've also. It is almost as if he is.
Okay, so let's not get too hasty and close the day, because I've still got a couple of things to do.
I hear on an average year, the winning contestant has about this much charm.
So 13 was the minimum, of course, since we get this 5 bonus. And since you can learn charm through the tea,
Who wants a partner
through
with
the tea
no
minigram.
charm? Not me.
The actual rule for someone being able to be one of my dancers, as in like the lowest possible score was like the 13 minus 5 minus 1. But we're well above that, so
No.
we're going in with like 18 or 18 charms. So I might go buy some bait actually, because this is like a nice opportunity to get a lot of fish for cooking, especially for the cooking where it gives you like a boost to things.
This one, yes?
Yeah, so there's going to be a lot of fishing going on for like the next
This one, yes?
some minutes.
I think this one, yes? This one, yes? I thank you. This one, yes? I thank you. This one,
I
yes?
don't know, maybe I'll get bored before I run out of bait.
I thank you. Return soon, please.
Yeah, so I don't actually bother to try to wait until I can get a good fish. I just go for the first one that comes, because I'm actually going to try to get the silver ones just now, because there's some quests later on where they don't want you to have golden fish, they want you to have silver fish, so I want to get some of those. So yeah, like basically I use this fistful of fish thing to try to just get lots of different kinds of fish, like, and not just good ones, because the rubbishy ones you can use for cooking, like for supports and stuff. The better ones you can use for cooking for status effects, so it's all kind of useful. But it's nice if you get them like 5 at a time rather than like 1 at a time. Those, at the moment we're only getting like rubbishy amounts. Yeah, like sometimes you'll get like 5 fish from one bait. Still rubbish. I feel like the name is not matching. Where are my fistfuls of fish? I'm getting bored of fishing. Okay, I'm going to switch to doing the more valuable bait first because these are the ones that are more likely to give me a fake fish. And I might actually wait for a better fish because I think it's the red ones I need to get bullheads. And the bullheads are the speed ones as far as I remember. So the thing where it's like you sometimes want to get like worse items also goes for the greenhouse. Like there's some quests where they'll ask you for items that you only get if you get like a worse yield or if you have fewer seeds or whatever. No, I think the number of seeds you plant is always like related to the amount you get back, but like for the like little kind of sheaths of wheat that they show to indicate the yields, like some of the items you only really get if you one. Okay, I've not got as many blowfish as I would have like bullhead fish. Yeah, I mean, you can, like, I guess theoretically use this to make money if you go for trying to get, like, these kinds of golden fish. But I don't want them for that. I just want quest items and food items. Let's try not to die though. I was aiming for silverfish. I guess my bait was too good. Okay, nice. So I'm not going to like actually use up all of the bait. I think I'll just do like a couple more for these other ones. I might very well have enough fish to get me through the rest of the game without ever running away. Presumably there's another one of these events. So I'll like use up 7 of these worms and then like call it a day for this. Oh, golden fish. Call it a day there. I think I've done everything that needs to be done. Heron Cup we've done, right? Yeah, we chose someone, we've done our training. So I can just run the supporters. Oh, we've got quite a few just from all of those meals. Oh, no.
Sylvain. It's unusual to find you doing something other than hitting on women.
Ah, Dorothea. I've been preparing to do just that, as it were. My intention is to flirt with the monastery's most beautiful flower, Dorothea herself.
Oh dear. And I've ruined all your hard work. You might as well save the effort. I'm not taking the bait.
Oh, Dorothea, your wit is as sharp as your beauty. Don't you want just a little flirting? Just a sample? I'm not like all the others, you know.
I don't doubt it. By not like all the others, do you mean how serious you are about being disingenuous when you flirt?
And that is supposed to mean what exactly?
Your social standing isn't bad, and you're not bad to look at or particularly dumb. You could easily be engaged by now. But you just flit from one woman to the next without settling on anyone. I bet you enjoy going out with them, but you hate women themselves. Don't you think?
Me? Hate women? That couldn't be further from the truth. I'm always serious when it comes to matters of the heart. When I flirt, I stake my life on it.
Uh-huh. I'll believe it when I see it. Staking your life on a person is the sort of thing you should only do when you're in love.
That's what I've been saying. I love you enough to stake my life on it. And I'm seriously in love with each and every girl I flirt with.
I see. Regardless, I'm not staking my life on you. So you'd better go and fall in love with someone else. Goodbye, Sylvain.
She's stone cold. I love it. Oh, Mercedes. This is unexpected.
Hello, Ferdinand. Did you come to pray?
I did. I quite like the atmosphere in the cathedral. It is holy and solemn. Perfectly suited to a noble, wouldn't you say?
I guess so.
You guess so? I think the matter is rather clear-cut. It is incumbent upon nobles that we pray regularly to the goddess. The piety of the nobles is a model for commoners. It teaches them the value of devotion.
Absolutely. I know exactly what you mean. I couldn't agree more.
These days, many nobles scarcely, if ever, pray. Look around. You and I are alone in this cathedral. It is really quite a shame.
Well, I don't really know that I count as a noble anyway.
I am afraid the nobility seems to be losing its way. When you pray, you are usually alone, right?
Yes, you're right. I usually am.
Precisely. Where are the others? Of course you cannot force people to worship. That is out of the question. Nobles must determine for themselves what they will believe and how they will pray. A religion foisted on you without your say is not much of a religion at all. Do you not agree?
Yes, I definitely agree. Definitely agree.
On the other hand, we cannot stand idly by while...
It was great talking to you, but I'm getting pretty sleepy. I'm gonna head off to bed. Good night.
All in all, one has to conclude. Mercedes, where did she go? I must have inspired her to go out and revive the faith. Perhaps I should do the same. I cannot let her show me up.
Lawrence, at it again.
Hello, Hilda. Are you training too? If that's the case, I may have to revise my opinion of you. Increased strength and skill would serve as perfect complements to your beauty and esteemed lineage.
No, I just left something here. I don't share your tireless work ethic. You're quite something. I don't think I've ever seen you take a break.
When the fate of all Fodlan rests on your shoulders, the rigors of training seem paltry by comparison. Besides, when my admirers see that even an individual of my talent possesses a diligent work ethic, it is sure to inspire them.
I see, but I was wondering... Never mind, you're clearly busy.
Oh, is there something you require? What do you need? There is nothing I cannot handle.
Well, the trouble is, I'm no good at fighting. I'm a fragile young lady, not a fearsome warrior. I didn't even want to join the academy, honestly. My brother made me.
Of course. For a delicate flower such as yourself, no doubt battle must present a terrible hardship.
It does. It truly does. So I was wondering if, in the next training session, you'd do my fighting for me? I mean, I can put on a tough, I'm actually fighting kind of air, but that's not quite enough on its own.
Please, leave all of the difficulty to me. I shall permit no harm to befall you.
I'm so happy. In that case, I'll focus on giving a convincingly soldierly performance. You know, Lawrence, you're a good guy. Not that I'd have expected anything less from a noble.
With each of your foes that I vanquish, I shall only become ever stronger. Yes, leave it all to me.
What a guy. And all I had to do was ask. Maybe I'll have a snack. I think I'm gonna pass out. Whoa, Lysithea, you're really pale. Yeah, I've been feeling really queasy all morning. I'm just heading back to my quarters to rest. Can you even make it there in that state? Here, climb on my back. I'll carry you. What? No. I'm not some sort of infant. Always worried about looking like a kid. No time for that now. Just get on. I'm feeling a bit better now.
I should be okay from here. Thank you so much, Leonie. I hope I wasn't too heavy. Was I?
No, not at all. It actually made for a fun bit of training.
Training?
Yeah, carrying someone around is good for the legs. You're just the right weight for it, too. I might ask you to help me train again sometime. Anything can be a kind of training with the right attitude, you know?
Are you always thinking about training?
Well, I can't devote all my time purely to training, so it's more efficient if I can train while I get other stuff done at the same time.
Wouldn't that actually be rather inefficient?
Huh? What do you mean?
Well, for example, if you're training for endurance, it seems running would be a better approach. If you're only ever training by cramming it in with other tasks, you won't be getting the best results. I'm no expert on the subject, but even I can logic that one out.
Come to think of it, you do always seem to stick to a pretty rigid schedule, don't you? I've noticed that you focus completely on whatever it is you've set out to do. Then you switch to something else and focus completely on that.
You've noticed, have you?
Now that I think about it, you may be right. Maybe that is the more efficient way to do things. Hey, you're really bright, Lysithea. Thanks so much for the helpful advice.
That was sweet of Leonie to check on me and carry me all the way to my quarters. And in the end, I just lectured her. She did thank me for it, but I probably could have handled that better.
Okay, so I'm going to end the day, and we've got our lessons. So normally I'm choosing the instructor automatically, so one of the rules of the playthrough is that I'm not allowed to choose the students' goals and I'm not allowed to choose their lessons, but one thing I can choose is the group tasks, and there's a good chance that, yeah, so we had Bernadetta doing something, she's no longer in the party, so I'm going to make Felix and Petra do the weeding instead. Except they don't have any supports, do they? Okay, maybe I'll leave it with Petra and Ferdinand? Okay. Where's Ferdinand? Okay, Ferdinand and Petra. And then the goals I have to leave, so I'm kind of curious what I actually have right now, so so Ferdinand's not chosen anything, Caspar has not chosen anything, Bernadetta decided she wants to be a cavalier, but I don't care anymore. So yeah, so I'm getting all of the ones that have just rejoined, have joined with their like preset defaulty kind of things, they haven't chosen anything yet. Felix, I think, had previously chosen to be a swordmaster. Was well on his way to that, but I guess I will change him to a dancer after the dancer thing, like right away, and then I'll turn him back to swordmaster afterwards. Like, so I'm the normal thing is that I'd make them whatever their goal is, like, so because they choose this, but I think the dancer thing gets an exception because they're basically chosen by fate to be the dancer. And I kind of would like to do it sooner rather than later because of the poor growth, but because it's like a fancy class, I think that it should raise my stats a wee bit, and then also when I change class afterwards, if I've like dropped down in anything, then I should get like the minimum level at least. So for instance, I've got no benefit for speed from the dancer, I've got -5 for strength, -5 for res, -5 for death. But then when I switch Felix to a swordmaster eventually, then if any of his like stats in those stats is like too low, then he'll get them raised up, so then it's just kind of offset the damage from having these tiny growths. And then you can go back to having like proper things like +10 in strength, +20 in speed, and so on. Anyway, so for the moment I'm just going to choose auto instruct, and then hopefully they won't choose things that are too bad. So because everyone was motivated, I'm getting a lot of characters that I'm not even using that are training themselves. But it's fine, this is just the way it is.
I'd like you to explain something.
So, as far as I remember, he just doesn't actually like food, so yeah, I don't think any of these maybe to do
I see.
find this useful. Well, he had max motivation anyway. Okay, so Marianne's chosen a goal. I have to say yes, and this means that this is also what I basically have to make her when I get a chance to do so. This is not so dramatic. She's already been working on faith, but now she is also going to work on riding, which is going to mean that at some point she'll be able to become a holy knight. If she doesn't change her mind, but she may, which she probably will actually, because they seem to change their minds a lot. Okay, so now I need to do this tea party, which I can't really be bothered doing, but it's in the interest of getting more charm. Okay. So these are all on the calendar, I could totally look them up in advance. I always forget until the last minute. Okay, Albanian berry blend is one of Bernadetta's favourites.
What is it? You went out of your way to...
Okay.
Thanks so much! Hot, hot, hot! Yeah!
Okay, a word of advice apparently. I think when you have the favourite tea, it's like 2 of them are actually correct, but exploring... No, this doesn't sound like a thing Bernadetta would do. Oh, apparently it is. Exploring the monastery. Okay. Wood carving? No. You seem well? Okay. Does she like wood carving? Okay, apparently not. And now she's going to say something strange, and we're going to have a weird response that we can give to her.
If 2 people decide to be recluses together, does that even still count?
Okay, so the correct answers are apparently laugh and chat.
I see.
So I guess she was making a joke.
This was great! We must be working with each other.
Indeed. I will do my part. Amazing, no?
Thinking that if I did a Black Eagles run, I'd quite like to make Edelgard and Ferdinand do weeding together, just so Ferdinand's all like, oh look, I'm so much better weeding than Edelgard is. He's like, so...
Well, that worked out.
Okay. So another rule is that I can only do 1 explore and 1 battle. And this month I'm gonna do... So normally I do the battle as the very last thing, just in case a new student joins. In this case I'm also going to do it as the last thing because I would like to reclass Felix before this battle happens. So I'm gonna just also choose Seminar in this week, and this might give me a chance to like give people some authority before they go and decide they're not interested in it anymore. Or whatever else that they want to learn. Ooh. Okay. I'm gonna try to find one that's got as many of my main students as possible. So like here I've got like it's pretty good actually. It's only Ingrid is not in my main party. Here there's Bernadetta and Hilda. Here Ash, Annette. I'm thinking this is looking pretty nice. And swords are useful for these characters as well. And maybe maybe I will just actually do some teaching.
It's all coming together.
I'm a quick study.
I am closing in on expertise.
Okay, so now I'm just going to choose automatically.
I'm really getting the hang of this.
I think I get it.
Professor?
Okay, so Dorothea's already chosen something. She's wanting to focus on her magic. That's fine. So if I get... I mean, she's probably already, I guess, in a level appropriate
Ladies
mage.
and gentlemen, my sincerest apologies for the wait. Thank you for gathering here on the eve of the highly anticipated ball to bear witness to the Academy-wide dance competition. Welcome to the White Heron Cup. The competition will be judged by me, your humble servant, Alois Rangel, and also the acclaimed former songstress of the Mittelfrank Opera Company, Manuela Casagranda.
Yes, yes, thank you. Oh, and it should go without saying, but I swear to show no bias to my own house. Got it? Good.
Last but not least, the glamorous assassin who does all of her dancing in the dead of night, Shamir Navrand. The three of us swear on our honor to judge the following proceedings with utmost impartiality and fairness. And with that, will the representatives of each house please make their way to the stage? Contestants, are you ready to dance? And is the band prepared to play? Very well. Begin! Time! That's all, folks! Splendid! All three of you were fantastic! Now, let's hear what the judges have to say.
Oh my, let's see. I suppose I have no choice but to vote for the Blue Lion House. Your performance was exhilarating. My heart is still beating a mile a minute.
I vote for the Black Eagle House. The way you carried yourself was striking.
Great feedback, both of you. Well then, let's see. Factoring in my own humble opinion, yes, we have a winner. And I will announce who it is right now, without any delay. The winner of this year's White Heron Cup is the Blue Lion House!
Nonsense.
Once more, please give a big round of applause for our talented participants.
Okay, so Dimitri likes calming chamomile tea.
I apologize. Thank you.
And I guess breaking things.
It smells delightful.
What is Dimitri like?
No.
This is, too slow. Okay. Hey, things that bother you. Things that bother you. Things that bother you. Oh, yes. Okay.
So it
things
is.
that bother me is one of them. This is far too stressful.
So it is.
Relationship? No. Cats? The library's collection. Yeah, okay. Does he like cats? Cats is not one. Okay. Oh. Okay, so it doesn't give you two options.
I go out for a long ride on my own. There is no place more relaxing than a trusted steed's back.
Okay, we have one option here, which is nod. Oh.
Thank you for the treat.
Oh, Dimitri got charmed, but I didn't. But still, it's good to
It is
his
done.
charm. I want his like awesome battalion to be able to hit things.
I will master.
I am closing in on expert.
I appreciate your effort.
Okay, so I'm wanting to quickly check my certifications, and see if I've got anything that I want to change or can change. Dimitri. So Dimitri is wanting to be a lord still, I think. So I hadn't decided whether I could justify changing him to something else. Focus on, yeah, so part of me kind of wants to change him over to being a paladin. To do his maxed out thing, but he's not going to be in the party anyway. And he's already like a defense type adjutant, which is really useful actually. Felix we can change. I want to change him to a thief. So he wants to be a swordmaster, so both mercenary and thief make sense for that. Thief has like really nice growths for speed and stuff, which could be useful, although I just realised I don't need, there's no point in me doing this, I'm going to turn him into a dancer. Scratch that. Ash doesn't matter. Mercedes I would like to change, but she doesn't have anything that she's like 100% ready for. She's currently wanting to be a warlock. I might just go for it. I got a seal. Yeah, okay, I'm just going to go for this. 67%, that's pretty high odds. I'm having a lucky month. Come on. Yay. No. Mercedes, failure. Okay. Okay. Ferdinand is fine. Okay, Dorothea is indeed already some kind of mage, so her next thing will be warlock. And Petra is working on mercenary. She's wanting to be an assassin, and she's kind of on the right path for that. Lorenz immediately decided he wanted to be a cavalier after I made him a dark mage. She's not going to be maxing out anything for ages. And Marianne has decided she wants to be a holy knight, so I can't very well go and make her a swordmaster. It doesn't really tie into that at all. Leonie wants to, I think she wants horses, so I can't really make her an archer. What do you want to do, Leonie? She's not chosen anything. Oh. So since she hasn't chosen anything, I can do with what I want with her. Okay, awesome. Leonie is going to learn archers to make up for the fact that I've just lost my archer. I was sure she'd already decided she wanted to be like my dad. Flame I don't care about either, so okay. So I can go into the battle now. And the first thing I'm wanting to see is if I've got any paralogs that I need to finish soon, or that I've got characters that are going to be falling behind. So this is one of them. Ash is like falling behind seriously now, but I don't want to do this one this month. Like, my characters are going to be far too weak for it. So I'll just wait till later. I've got until the end. I've got like a couple of months still, so I'll probably do it at the last minute. And then Ash is going to be really weak, but hopefully the rest will be strong enough to make up for it. Lauren's is in my party. So I guess I'm basically going... Oh. Yeah, so I guess I'm going to be doing... Lorenza's still rubbish. I might start with this one from Sothis. I don't really want to do Felix's just yet either, because he's still very weak, so I'd like him to level up a wee bit. And this battle is a bit of a race as well, so I'll maybe do this one first, and then see if, and then maybe Lorenza's one. Okay, but I think I'm going to just only do one battle in this video. Some of the paralogs have been taking quite a long time, as well as the missions. So I'll do one paralog just now, and then I'll do the other two battles for this month separately. But let's head into this one and hope it's not too much of a nightmare. I've got like 2 new party members, which always makes things a bit harder, because they're not really, like, all of the ones that join, they don't really have all of the same level of skills as everyone else, and the levels and the stats, so it's always a bit of a curve.
What was that name again? Oh, this is frustrating me to no end. I simply can't recall. Oh, I have it. Xanadu. That's it. It was not long ago that we were there. And still, I somehow managed to forget. Well, that place brought back some fragments of my memory. I cannot help but wonder why. I feel we must return to find some answers there. Yes, you are right. For as the saying goes, there is no time like the present.
It is most unlike our professor to go wandering alone like that.
Curious, Your Highness?
Yes, I have an uneasy feeling about this. Let's gather the others and find out what is going on.
Yes, it is all coming back to me. This structure. Oh, but it's as though my memories are clouded. The most important pieces are obscured. But I once called this home. I have no doubt. I seem to recall something on the other side of that wall. I cannot see it, but I can still feel it. It is not my imagination. I know this to be true. We are already deep within this valley. Oh, what was that awful sound? This is no time to joke around. Do not pretend you didn't hear. Look, there, at the entrance of the valley, a giant shadow.
we've had like some changes to our party. We've been to like check the units. The Bernadetta is out. Annetta's out. And then after Dimitri, we now have Felix as the top of the squad priority, which means that he's going to have at least a good chance to get some experience because he's definitely very under-leveled. Maybe not so bad. I mean, I guess it's not so bad. Anyway, so after Felix, we have Ferdinand, Dorothea, Petra, Leonie, Lorenz, Marianne and Mercedes. Okay, that's our 10. I'm also wanting to work on Lysithea and Sylvain. I've already decided I'm going to put Sylvain on Dorothea to try to get them hooked up for the first time ever. And then Lysithea I was going to put... I can't remember where. Okay, so she has supports with Felix and Lorenz and Marianne and Leonie. I think maybe Felix could do with some help, so I'll give him Lysithea. And then the other one I wanted to train was Caspar, because I'm wanting to keep him like a wee bit levelled so that he can be helpful in his paralogue. So I will put him on Ferdinand. Which means that I'm not getting to do his awesome defense boost on anyone, but I can do without that, that's fine. I mean, Dimitri is like a mega tank anyway right now. Although I haven't seen what the enemies are looking like, it's probably going to be not so much of a mega tank after all. Is there any enemies out? Can I see anything? Okay. Attack 34. Okay, they are going to be doing damage. They are going to be doing damage to him twice. 34, not so much. There might be a way I can boost this a wee bit. So this attack speed is really, really high. This 21 is ridiculous. I don't have Annette anymore to boost anyone, so she was like really helping out because she had this rally speed skill that was boosting over like whoever she used it, so on speed by 4. Okay, so at the least Dimitri can take on these birds without taking any damage, so they'll hit him twice but they'll hit him for 0 points. Unless they have... Okay, they get a speed boost when they are damaged, which I need to watch out for. They also have an avoid boost, which means they're going to be annoying and hard to hit. This one's more trouble, but luckily it's much slower. But it's got all of this kind of poison nonsense going on. And these ones have pass. Oh man. And they have like a big boost to their crit when they have low health, so... Yeah, so, and they're also, because they're like these demonic beasts, they have like 2 lives in this case, which means that I need to watch out for that crit 2 times, not just once. I'm going to want to bring myself up to get this chest since I can fly, so I'm going to be the one who can most feasibly get it. Ash got kicked out a while ago, so I don't have anyone who can just do this naturally, and Petra is a mercenary, so yes, that's right, she was a thief before. I need to remember while I'm at it to reclass Felix as a dancer actually. If he's not done this already. So yeah, so he's still equipped as his old thing, but he needs to be a dancer. But this is kind of nice right now because he's going to get a big boost to these things just to bring him up to the minimum level for dancer. Because this is like one of these classes you can use towards the end of the game. So, and he gets like, yeah, like he's getting two extra squares for his move. Boost to, this is nice actually. At this stage this is nice, but the growth will be worse, but like the boosts are really good. Yeah. Okay. Oh, is this just for the class? Okay. So none of them are just from the nothing is coming from the fact that there's a minimum value or anything. But anyway, so this is still helpful. Okay.
I can work with.
Is there anyone else? So Dimitri I would like to reclass, but I sort of feel like it would be cheating. It's Evelyn. Yeah, Mercedes could have done with changing class, but and then my own speeds are going to be looking pretty horrible. So Felix is actually already not getting doubled, so this is like a nice bonus. I thought he would have like fell behind a bit and be getting hit twice by things. It could be if I give him a training sword that I can get his attack speed up to 21. I don't know if I need it because I think also these so these are also not going to double him, so 1 point of speed is not going to make a difference to him really. Dimitri's speed is not really redeemable, so he's just going to be needing to focus on his defence. Same with Ferdinand. Dorothea, I'm just going to need to keep out of the way of everything. Petra has got good speed. She's like going to be doing really well. She's going to be double hitting these wolf things, but taking a lot of damage. Not as much as Felix though, who also is going to need to be pretty careful. And while Lorenz is like just like atrocious, it's just being Lorenz. He has like no defense. He has no speed. It's like doing no damage. It's just being rubbish. But Leonie is like fast already, and she's going to be helpful. She's going to be shooting things and doing lots of damage, hopefully. Marianne I'll need to watch out for as well. Okay. So I think I'm going to be sending Dimitri up the back to. No, I don't want to trigger these yet. I'm just going to go down the bottom. I'm going to move as far away from everything up this direction as possible. Try to take care of all of the waves that come down here, and try really hard not to trigger any of the other things because I don't really want to be dealing with it all at once. Okay. Maybe I could send Lorenz to get this chest since he's so useless. No, I need him to get better. Come on, Lorenz, you can become less rubbish. Okay. Let's have a look at the abilities. So breaker skills are not really going to help me at all here. But maybe I would quite like to have an axe since I get a boost from using axes. So I might actually do that. I might go and switch to axes. I'm going to get my alert stance back. I would quite like to dodge things. My dodge avoid from my axes is rubbish though. Maybe I would rather stick to the swords. Do I want more damage or do I want more dodging? This darting blow could be helpful. I should check my own speed. It would be nice if I can double hit things. Didn't check myself because I'm down here. So my attack speed is also pretty enough. If I use darting blow, then I will at least not get hit twice on the counter. But it might be fine if I get rid of this horse slayer. I can carry an iron lance without getting my speed affected because I have a whole bunch of stuff that's doing that for me. Okay, so now if I have this, I get my attack speed of 21, which means that if I put on Dart and Blow, then I'm going to be hitting all of these ones twice, which is not to be sniffed at. So, I might actually do that. What's the sacred power? Okay. For adjacent ones. I don't remember when I got that. Maybe I've always had it and just not paid attention to it. quite handy as well. So... But I'm like nowhere near anything. Okay, I'm gonna get rid of this. I'm gonna get Dart and Blow. This will give me 2 hits, so I could also just go for the strength thing, which is also nice. Or I could go for this alert stance, which is nice, but I think I'm going to be wanting to be attacking things more than trying to dodge things, because some of the other units are going to have difficulty doing attacks. Okay, so I could actually get rid of the speed 2. Yeah, I don't need the speed 2 because the starting blow is going to give me the double. Speed 2 won't make a difference to whether I'm getting doubled or not, so I'm going to keep this axe thing. Add... I'm going to add more damage, I think. Where do I want the secret power? Decisions. Okay, I'm going to add this back on. It will be helpful if I remember to use it. And I want to switch myself to using axes. This one I'm going to keep just for being able to participate in light attacks, but otherwise I'm going to try not to use it. I also need to make sure that for my... Yeah, so with the Sword of the Creator, my attack speed goes down. Wait, 21 is my target, but then this weapon is heavier, so I want to be... So I can carry 5, I have a thing for 3, so I should actually be able to carry a weapon that's weight 9. Weight 8 without it affecting my speed. Which means that, yeah, so even the birds will not be able to hit me twice. There's like too much counting in Maddening. Yeah, so these iron axes are fine. I probably have a +1 that I can use. I think I might even... No, not the hand axe. Is there anything that's like... Is there anything that's 8? Okay, no. Okay, it's fine. Dimitri does not need a dark seal. Can't get any more protection, can he? No. I'd quite like to see if his battalion Wrath is kicking in yet. Resistance is pointless in this, all of the breaker skills are also pointless. The HP is useful. I'm going to check his battalions.
Well.
Okay, so he's still not got into one triangle, but Petra has, so she can actually use her battalion skill now, which is nice.
Come back.
It's taken quite a long time to get there. Okay, Felix, I definitely want this sword avoid on. I'm going to switch him to focusing on swords. This makes sense anyway, because he is wanting to be... he's wanting to be a sword master. I think his HP is going to be more useful than authority right now, because the authority is just going to be a bit damage. Well, I think I'd rather he's not getting hit. Okay, I'm going to put on the Vantage instead, in the hopes that if something tries to attack him, that he'll attack it instead. Which isn't going to work in this battle, never mind. Unless I can give him a ranged weapon that's light enough. So he can carry... Yeah, like he can basically carry something that's like got a weight of 4 before he starts getting losing speed because of it, and I'm pretty sure that all of the ranged swords are more than that, like significantly. With the 11 sword it's 9, so this would like decrease his speed too much. Yeah, so I'm gonna not bother with this vantage skill because all of these enemies can do ranged attacks. So I'll give him his HP. He's got his Sothis to do a bit more damage on the gambits, which he will be using. Ferdinand has got everything he has. Okay, Petra does not need Axebreaker for this battle. She can take her HP thing. Otherwise, the rest is fine. She'll be doing really nice crits because she's got her battalion wrath. So she's got a 50% higher chance, or plus, I don't know how the calculations are exactly, but she has like a significantly higher chance to do a crit now. Leonie, I'd like to be able to do hitting twice if she's got low health. Would I like her to be able to? I'm going to take the dexterity as well and really focus on using arrows with her. So she's going to she's like working on being an archer. I would quite like to level this up quickly before she changes her mind about it. So I'm going to really focus on just using arrows. Lorenz is useless. Everyone's fine. Okay, weapons. I feel it's a plus sword. No, it's still no sword. Heron plus. I wouldn't mind Ferdinand using axes a wee bit as a way to try to get him to decide that he wants to be a tank. Oh no, but he's Cavalier, so I should be doing... Yeah, so for Cavalier I should really be using lances to get him to level up his class. How's he doing with it? Yeah, so if I use axes I don't really get any bonus to his... I think it doesn't level up the class as quickly, and he's also not getting this bonus, so he gets bonuses when he's using lances. So I guess I'll stick with using his lances at the moment. Maybe get it later. Pictures, okay. I might want to not have anything on Dorothea because I would rather her not use it. So she basically can't carry anything without it affecting her speed. She can carry something that's like weight 1, and there's no such thing. I'll just leave it on her though. Just make sure I don't equip it. Lorenz is rubbish. Okay. Okay, and Leonie is focusing on bows. And she has two. She has like 2 posh bows. Okay, this is nice. Can she carry anything like even heavy? Okay, she can carry something with 4 before her speed goes down. Okay, I'll just leave her with these ones. They're fine. And Marianne is also fine. Mercedes is also fine. Combat arts. I want axes. I think I'll maybe do a sword as well then for this Bane of Monsters. Slash is quite nice though. Or I'll keep my wind sweep and just also, yeah, give myself a sword so I can use it. It's not Sword of the Crater, I don't want to be like using up 4 uses of Sword of the Crater for wind sweep. Maybe I should take a ridiculously overpowered sword in case I can do a wind sweep to like... No. Maybe? Yeah. Let's do this. Might be able to use this to my advantage. And then if I can break this thing, then I can forge it at some point. Oh, Monster Piercer, that sounds good. So let's take that. Maybe Dimitri can take a Blessed Lance as well. Do these count as monsters or as animals? I'm not sure. So I'm going to take off... Okay, I'll give him Sword Dance. This is the one based on Charm. See how if it looks like it'll do much damage or not. Dorothea, I'll leave those on. Hexblade is probably the one that I'll be most likely to want to consider using. This Bane of Monsters is probably useful. And I think the Waning Shot also potentially. Let's take this. Oh no. Yeah, this is good. It will make them less strong. Again. No. Let's switch. Okay, I'm going to take one lance so that I can give her Monster Piercer in case it makes a big difference. Break Shot is the one I'm going to be more interested in. This is going to reduce their defense. Frozen Lance might actually come in handy. Maybe Lorenz can do something useful. Okay. Battalions. Does everyone have one? Dorothea doesn't. Okay. And she can only get a rubbish one, so I'm going to try to find one that will give her a boost to her magic, attack, and yeah, I mean this is fine. This is going to give like this she can use from quite far away to do a gambit, which I guess will be useful. And it gives her a boost to her magic attack. Yeah, let's take this. Okay. I also want Caspar to have one, so he can level it up. I'll find him a rubbishy one, or one that's not levelled, and he can work on levelling it. Is there anything new that I've not used before? Can I get them by experience? No. No? Okay. Cool. Yeah, so for Caspar, I quite like giving him some avoids. I'll give him these. No, I would rather give him something he can level up a wee bit. Okay, we've got many of Geralt's mercenaries. Okay. So Hilda doesn't have a battalion, but I'm not using her anyway, so it doesn't matter. Well, maybe I'll. No, there's no reason. There's like literally no reason for me to use her as an adjutant. Again, I don't want to replenish those guys.
Come back!
Okay. This is going to be interesting. Oh, and I need a key for myself.
Well... Is that the one? Thanks a bunch.
And I'll also give one to Lorenz since he has a horse. Maybe he can do something useful.
Is that the one?
Thanks a bunch.
Come back.
So for supports, I guess, like if I have the eagles vaguely together and the lions vaguely together. Mercedes has supports with Ferdinand. Lorenz also has this boost with Ferdinand. Leonie has supports with Felix, I think. Yeah. So Leonie has supports with like Felix and Dorothea, Marianne. Mercedes has supports with Ferdinand. Okay, cool. Let's go.
What is it now?
Those hungry wolves. We have no choice but to fight our way out. Give it your all.
This is bad. It's a good thing we managed to catch up with our professor.
Wolves at the front, hawks at the rear, and at the canyon mouth, a demonic beast.
Or perhaps to call it a stray beast would be most fitting. If we cannot take out the beast, I doubt we will ever see the monastery again. We must help our professor, first and foremost. This is a tough situation for anyone.
Let's get to it.
Okay, so I think Leonie is actually able to hit without it countering. The hit rates are a bit disappointing. I'm kind of maybe wanting to try to get her a bit of a one of these linked attack situations going on.
I'll cut through.
So I think maybe Dimitri is the way to go with this. So his damage, like he'll take a bit of damage, but this is not so bad. With Monster Piercer, he's doing a wee bit more damage. 20. Yeah, I guess I'll do this and then it'll give Leon a better chance of hitting.
I will get the victory.
Petra. So now I've got this one stunned, so if I can keep on breaking things, then that'll be helpful. So it's really just a case of making sure that I can get making sure I can like making sure I can keep breaking things, basically.
I'll go.
So this could be a good chance for me to actually go ahead and use Felix's dancing as well. Let's see how Leonie's getting on with her. Okay, that's already a lot better. Okay, so we've gone to... Yeah, like we can get like a pretty decent sort of a break going on now. This will mean though that the thing is going to not be stunned, but I think we should be able to damage another one and kill it so that it'll not be able to counter.
Here we go!
So who can do this?
That's my cue.
So this is enough damage for us to be able to kill it, so it's not going to counter us. And then we're going to really want to now break something and take it out.
I am Ferdinand von Eyre.
Okay, so I can reposition Mercedes to get her a bit nearer. And then she should be able to do some good damage. And then I think Leonie is going to be able to finish the job.
Did the trick! Not as hard.
The thing I'm worried about now is whether these are all still in range, and they are.
Stay focused.
So I'm going to actually use a gambit up now. Okay, that's really bad. Okay, I can pull Dorothea back. So she's not in range at least. And Mercedes, her first speed is 17, that's still too low. 21. Range 1 to 2. I think if I put Ferdinand down there, he should be able to block it. Oh, because it has pass. It can't go onto a square that it doesn't fit. Okay, I'm pretty sure this is going to block it because it can't actually get into anywhere that it can attack her from. And then this should be not enough to kill Ferdinand, hopefully. So I'm a bit annoyed that I've already wasted one of my gambits on this thing. Yeah, so this Iron Axe is looking much better.
I can fight through anything.
Oh, this Shatter Slash does defense reduction also. So let's use that. So it's down to its last one now. Okay, I think this should be not bad. Okay, I would quite like to have Leonie doing her nice break shot again. Okay, so now it's completely defenseless, which is nice. So we got some materials, and now we can work on taking the thing down. And I can also work on trying to get some experience for my characters that are needing it. So I'm going to move Leonie out of the way.
So nice of you.
So that Dorothea can take the kill. Okay, I should probably have used the skill, but this isn't going to be a problem because the thing can't attack, so we'll just be able to finish the job in the next turn. In the meantime, I have to do some healing, so heal myself. I would quite like to have Mercedes healing Ferdinand since she'll get some support from it.
Thank you.
Oh, but she does much less because she doesn't have the healing stuff. Oh well. It's no big deal. So this one is up and about again, but it's not really concerning me. Who do I want to take this one out? Okay, I'll let Dorothea do it. Oh, that was bad. Into your hands. What was the chance there? 86. 86, she's missing an 86, it's ridiculous. Okay, let's not do that again. Let's... Oh, I wish I had pass.
I'll cut through.
Let's use Leonie. I don't want to use Petra. This one is far too lucky. I think this is the game cheating. Okay, so I'm going to need to make sure that it can't actually attack Dorothea because she will die.
I am Ferdinand von Eyre.
So I think if we have like some kind of weird staggered formation, it can't actually get to us. So I'm going to put Ferdinand here. He seems to be good bait.
Stay focused.
Put myself here. And this should be enough to stop like some of these wee characters from getting hurt.
Here we go!
Back to the fray!
Let's get to
Leonie can probably go down here and even be bait as well. Because she'll probably be missed. Okay.
I will get the victory.
And Petra is likewise hard to hit. So I'll move her down.
I'll go.
And let Felix do some dancing.
Thanks.
Yeah, so I think like an advantage of the fact that this thing is like 4 spaces wide means I guess it can't come into these 2 space blocks.
Quite.
So hopefully it should be easier to deal with the fact that
I stand ready.
Do pass. So this is very nicely went and sat on a bit of grass for me so that I can hit it without getting hit. Okay, so we've got this thing broken into defences again, which is nice. Oh, Lorenz can get some damage in. Yay! Lorenz can be not useless. Can Dorothea kill it? She probably can if I get Felix helping out. Okay, so that's the boss on the move and also these birds. Which means I'm in trouble because there's also other things coming in from the other side.
They must hope to catch her.
So what's our... So our target is the commander. I think there's a couple of waves of reinforcements. I wonder if I could put something ranged on Dimitri actually. Well, that sounds like a good idea. So I'm basically going to want these to come after a ranged unit, and I'm thinking Dimitri would be a good choice. So I'm going to give him like a short spear, it doesn't matter what he's got in terms of weight. I just want him to have something ranged, and then when he gets attacked then he can counter it. Or like hit back, hopefully.
Much needed.
And I want to send myself up to get this chest as well. If I can get there. Everyone else I want to move as far away from these other incoming things as possible. Do I want Leonie on this thing? I think she has a close counter. She does. Okay, so I would quite like to have Leonie on the close counter. I think Petra has got a shove skill. Swap. Okay, I feel good about them. I'm feeling lucky about them attacking Leonie. She's been dodging very well, so let's hope it works out and that this wasn't a mistake. Because obviously Dimitri's wouldn't take damage from them at all. But I'm hoping Leonie will do more damage to the lane. What, they have a range of... Okay, so actually this is good because they have a range of 3 rather than 2. The line of lances. Line of lances or... Okay, so these ones we kind of need to disable one way or another. So I'm going to put my markers on these other ones because we're not going to be able to get to those in this turn. So I'm going to use this gambit from Lorenz, and immediately, like, whatever happens, this is not going to be the thing that ends, because if he gets attacked, he's going to be pure dead.
You inspire.
Nicely done.
I'm a little worried about Lorenz. Okay, thankfully its accuracy is pretty bad when it's hitting from far away, or at least seems to be. Okay, and I'm really needing to get Dimitri over here, blocking them and aggroing them. Her crit rate is not really what I would have expected, considering she has this Battalion Wrath, which is supposed to increase it by so much. Okay, I guess I'll just not worry about these ones just yet. Just make sure that everyone else is out of the way. Which is going to be easier said than done. And I need to get rid of these ones also. Or I could just cheat.
gotta admiration.
You can count on us!
In light? I'm surprised.
Here's a trick.
I basically am going to need to use this gambit just now because otherwise I've got units that are in trouble, I think. Maybe not. Maybe it's okay.
So nice of you.
Okay, so it's just summon some more, which is bad news. Hopefully they're close enough to each other that I can use my own gambit to like freeze both of them at once. Because I don't have oh, this is a disaster. I just remembered that only these ones have got pass, which would have been good to have remembered sooner. Okay, let's see if I can do something with these annoying enemies.
I'll back you up.
Got
So I'm just like spamming combat thingies at the moment in the hope that I can get rid of enough of them. Oh, I've got stride. Oh, this... it's too late. Okay.
What can I do?
Okay, so this one is focused on Leonie. This one is unconscious. This one also. This one focused on Ferdinand, and this one is going to be focused on Lawrence. Have I run out of thingies, gambits? Oh, I still had a gambit left. Oh, damn it. Rubbish. It's going to be focused on me. Slash unconscious. So now I'm basically really wanting to try to kill a couple of these guys. So that I have fewer to deal with in the next round. Because I don't have very many gambits left. Okay, we basically are needing to get rid of all of these ones that are out in this turn. So hopefully I can get some nice gambits going. So this has went and frozen some of my units, which is very annoying.
You inspire.
See what Felix's voids are like. Okay, that's not looking so bit far now. 24 plus 17, no, 22. 24 damage, and he would have 18 left, and then this one is going to do 17, so I think he would survive by 1, which is basically just enough to manage to get Ferdinand out of harm's way.
Back to the fray!
Okay. I'm glad I put this one on for a couple of minutes.
Not good enough. Thank you.
Thanks for that.
Back to the fray.
Well,
so I'm kind of preferring a void to defense for this one, since it's going to cause poison.
Did the trick!
Does not have pasta, which is nice.
Why me?
So Petra is out of gambits. I'm kind of wanting to make sure that I get some gambits applied. It'd be good to know who's actually got some left. Marianne, is that it? Okay, Felix can do a gambit, and I think he can probably take a hit, so I might actually have him not dancing and instead have him doing a gambit, just so that he gets the aggro. Okay, this is, yeah, his sword avoid is going to be very helpful right now. Let's see if I can get the a few more boosts first. And its thing that it gets later is, okay, so if I break one of these things, it's going to have it's going to have more chance of hitting Felix, so I don't know if I necessarily want to. It might be better if I just position everything instead. And try to take this thing down to being almost about to. Oh yeah, poison. Okay, but it's still going for Felix, that's fine.
Thank you.
You can hope to all. We must.
Okay, so it's got this Heart Seeker skill now, which means that adjacent attacks are more likely to hit. But this should not be a problem because I guess we'll be able to break all of its squares.
Well.
Maybe, hopefully. I mean, there's quite a lot of them. I want the big shot for sure. Okay, so now if we can take it out, it's going to be a lot easier. Oh, nice one, Ferdinand.
Appreciate it.
Okay, so I'm either want one of these two to finish it off. And then Felix can do some supports with Leonie. So I'll do the dance.
So nice of you.
And then I'll put everyone else around this thing so that Dorothea can get some supports as well. I don't remember who she has supports with, but... At any rate, she has like a 100% chance of hitting.
Quite helpful.
I thank you.
Our work is done. My, things did not go as planned. Let us return before any more hawks or wolves join us. But what was that demonic beast doing within the Red Canyon?
Professor, I am so glad that you are unharmed. What if something had happened to you?
Your Highness, our instructor is safe. We should return to the monastery at once.
Yes, I suppose you are right. If we stay here much longer, we are sure to be reprimanded.
It is not untrue to assert that our professor led us here for battle experience.
You surprise me. And you, Professor, I hope you will tell us what brought you here.
Oh dear, I put us in a bit of danger there. We are most fortunate that those delinquents followed us. You very nearly met your end. What a marvelous professor you must be for all your students to be so concerned. You are not used to it. You must start thinking of yourself as a professor here. Be confident, as you have me to help you out. How disappointing to have dived so deeply into danger, and yet to have nothing to show. Huh? What is this strange feeling? My memories. Do you feel them stirring? How curious. You seem to have grown stronger. And all thanks to our journey to Xanadu. It really was worth all that effort. Huh? You found this? I dare say you may find a use for that. You should decide how best to use that thing. But wow, we got a lot out of this trip. It was a bother for a spell, but in the end, I feel we should think fondly of our little trip. We actually had a delightful time, wouldn't you say?
So that's one of our parallels down. We've got 4 left, so it's looking a bit more manageable for like managing to meet all of these deadlines. And theoretically that was one of the harder ones. It was suggested level 19. We also have this one that's 17, but because it's Lawrence, I've been deliberately like holding it back because I assume it will be harder than it should be. But yeah, like I'm feeling maybe a bit more confident about Felix's one, since despite the fact that he just came back and was like 5 levels behind, he was doing pretty well. Yeah, so anyway, so those are going to be in the next video. It's been quite a long one already, despite the fact that we've only done 1 battle. But anyway, thanks for watching, and yeah, the next stuff will be in the